Yes, people, welcome back to another video. And today's video, it's a big one. We're doing a big live stream today. Biggest week of the season. That is the name of the title and on the thumbnail. Biggest week of the season for Liverpool. Is it Aston Villa and Manchester City away? Before we discuss both of those games, we're going to speak a little bit about yesterday. I'm not going to speak too much into it because I did do a full match reaction. If you want to go and check out that has also been uploaded on to the channel. Yesterday was a game where I don't want to experience that again. It was a horrible game to watch, especially in that second half. A game of torture. It was like being stuck in traffic for hours, and it's just like, oh God, this is painful and torture. And that's genuinely what it genuinely felt like yesterday. The first half, the first 35 minutes was really good football from Liverpool. But for probably the last 60 odd plus minutes was probably arguably maybe the worst of the season because it got to a point where Wolves had 10 shots in a row and Liverpool didn't even have a shot in that second half. We didn't have a shot in that second half. And a lot of moments where I was just trying to survive. There was some big moments in that second half. The Endo challenge, the Endo where he wins the foul, the Alisson save, the Jarrell Kwanzaa clearance. They almost felt like goals. Like you could tell by the crowd and everything, like they were like big cheers, and you can tell that was sort of like a goal. It was like Liverpool scored a goal yesterday when those moments happened, and ultimately we got over the line. And not even to be cliche, these are the games that makes you become champions. Do you know what I mean? Because yesterday that could have easily been a 2-2 draw. That's 2 points dropped. You 2-0 up, 2 points dropped. You go from a week of nicely 7 points clear to a potential 3 or 4 points. And lucky enough, Liverpool Football Club did hang on. But let's get straight into the title, though. It is a big week, people. After we beat Wolves, we do now face Aston Villa at away. I mean, look, this is going to be another tough one. Obviously, we'll do a proper deep dive into both games as we do the preview for both games. But how am I feeling for this game and Manchester City away is I almost feel like, do you know, we had a period in 18-19 where we had Leicester City and Manchester United we had Leicester City and I think it was Newcastle. I like to believe we was facing around that time when we won the title, and we was all saying if we can get past these run of games, these are the games that are going to make us get over the line. And I remember in 18-19, I remember we faced Arsenal at home and Manchester City away. And they were really tough games. Obviously, I remember we beat Arsenal, we lost to Manchester City, and that was another period where it was like, if we win these 2 games, I think we win the league. And I think that is genuinely another period. If we can get past these 2 games with, I mean, how many games to go now? It's 13 games to go. We get past these 2. We've got the likes of Southampton coming up. Nice games where we should be winning. Get through these next 2 because after that, that's where Arsenal have their tough run. And obviously, if you look at it from Liverpool, we'll pull the Liverpool fixtures up. And this is why I'm saying we've got to get past this week because if you look at our away games, these are the last 2 away games where you look, okay, this is where Liverpool are going to be dropping points, especially away. Obviously, we've got Newcastle, then it's Southampton, Cup final, then it's Everton, then it's Fulham. You've got Leicester away still, Chelsea away, and Brighton away. But I don't think they're nowhere near as tough as Aston Villa and Manchester City. You don't know what Manchester City is going to turn up. Like, we could get a Manchester City that turns up like they did against Newcastle and win 3-4-0 and blitz them away, and that's the side where they've been beating the big teams this season. They're in contention for Europe. They're in a cup final as well. So we can't dismiss the opponent that Manchester City beat. Aston Villa. Aston Villa away is always tough. Do you know what I mean? I think Unai Emery's not getting enough credit as he deserves. This is his first season with Aston Villa back in Europe. The first season also in the Champions League. They're doing well in the cups. You whip up Villa's fixtures at, a point against Ipswich, okay, but red card. They beat Tottenham. Obviously, they lost to Wolves, but you look at their home records. They've took points off Arsenal, beat Leicester. Obviously, I know they've lost to Newcastle, Brighton 2-2, beating Manchester City there, Southampton. Chelsea lost 3-0, Brentford 3-1. And that's why I'm saying it is a tough week, because with Aston Villa, we don't know what side is going to ultimately turn up. We can get an Aston Villa side that's been brilliant in the past, or we can get an Aston Villa side where we can roll over and win 3-0. Do you know what I mean? I remember we played them at Anfield. I believe, did we win 2-1 that day? Liverpool 2-1, Aston Villa. Was it 2-1 or was it 1-0? Liverpool, Aston Villa. Results. Yeah, we won 2-0. I remember we beat them 2-0. And obviously, again, we don't know what. I feel like this week, it is what, like I've said many times, it is the biggest week for Liverpool in terms of away games. That is what I'm kind of meaning it. But in terms of the actual difficulty as the fixture and stuff like that, we don't know what's going to turn up. We're either going to get a tough Manchester City side. Don't know why my streams just stopped sharing. We're either going to get a tough Manchester City side or a really tough Aston Villa side, or we're going to beat both teams very comfortably, and we'll be looking like, okay, we've beaten both teams very comfortably here, and we've got the two toughest away games remaining this season. Because I do believe in our last 11, I can pull them back up here. So Aston Villa, how many more away games have we got from the last 13? So we've got 2 here, 3, 4, 5. So 8 of our last 11 are home games. And you look at our home games, that one of them is Newcastle, Southampton, Everton, West Ham, Tottenham, Arsenal, and Crystal Palace. I just think Liverpool just need to get past this week. And I feel like, for me, that's where the title race this week could be over. The title race could be certainly on. Because if you look at Arsenal's next 2 games, they're not playing in midweek. They don't play their game till the 16th of March, which is against Chelsea, because the 16th of March game for Liverpool is the Aston Villa game that has been moved forward, because also on the 16th of March we're playing against Newcastle in the cup final. So they've moved that fixture forward to this week. So we get an extra chance to gain an extra 3 points on Arsenal by the end of the week. So by the end of the week, the gap could ultimately be 9 points. Yes, Arsenal will have... No, not 9 points. Sorry, it'll be 10 points. Arsenal, yes, all being will have a game in hand if they are still to beat West Ham. West Ham ain't going to be an easy game. And I'm looking at their next couple of games. Nottingham Forest away. Tough. You look at the Arsenal have lost big key attackers. They're going to be coming against a side that can score goals from either left or right. Chris Wood in the middle. They've got a solid foundation of a midfield. And by the time when that fixture comes around, Nottingham Forest is still going to be in the contention for the Champions League. And they have a really good defence. And that's one thing that Arsenal are going to probably struggle with over the next couple of weeks, is the lack of goals that they're going to be scoring. So that's going to be a tough game. I think they'll beat Manchester United, because Manchester United is shite. Chelsea... Again, you don't know what's going to turn up. Fulham can nick something. Everton, under David Moyes, if they can continue their form, because I think in the Premier League they're unbeaten in 4 games. They've won 3 of those games. Brentford, again, it's another one of those sides. Ipswich they'll beat, and then it's just that period here, this Aprilish period. And also another thing I've noticed for Liverpool, after the 2 away games, they're staying in Liverpool for the next month and a bit. So the next month and a bit, we're not actually travelling away, barring the Newcastle game. Liverpool at home, at home. Then we've got the cup final at home again. So our next 3 Premier League games are all going to be at home, and I expect Liverpool to be beating Southampton. I expect us to be beating Everton in the derby at Anfield. Newcastle is obviously going to be a tough side, but I do expect us to probably get over the line. So that should be an extra 9 points. I think if we can take 4 from here, that's like 15 plus points onto the board. We already have on 60 points. That's 75 points already. That's near enough, 75 points already. And we still will have 8 more games to go. Do you know what I mean? With Arsenal's fixtures, I'm trying to predict how many more wins it would take us to get over the line. For me, I think low 80s should be around about enough. I'm thinking 84, 85, low 80s, mid 80s is going to be enough for Liverpool to become Premier League champions. Do you know what I mean? And we just need to get past this tough week. Yes, it's going to be tough because, you look at Aston Villa, they're dropping behind and they need to start picking up points quick and go on a nice little decent run because they're not won in 4 Premier League games. So effectively, Liverpool just put the pressure on Villa and put the pressure on Manchester City. And the reason why Man City for me is going to be a tough game away is because of our record there. Liverpool have not won. I think it's going to be 10 years this year since Liverpool last won the SL in the Premier League. Do you know what I mean? And we've not won there while being brilliant. We've not won there while being good. So it's not even like, oh, but Liverpool are on fine form right now. Liverpool have gone there with better sides, better form. Still not got over the line. So that's why I'm saying it's a tough week for Liverpool. Just need to get over the line, get the job done. And I just hope we can do this. But I just thought I'd do a little quick video speaking about this week. Obviously, we know that Arna has also confirmed that Cody Gakpo could be missing against the trip against Aston Villa, but should be hopefully be back for Manchester City. And also, people, by the way, we are 50 subscribers now away from 700. We are going to be doing a live sub-along on Saturday. So basically, we're going to be starting our timer from 12 to 24 hours. Every subscriber, every 100 views we get on a live stream or a short or whatever, it's going to add an hour onto time of staying live. So, yeah, if you want to see me continue to stay alive, smash the subscribe button on Saturday. So, we will hopefully be doing that on Saturday, kicking off at 12 o'clock. So, yeah, make sure you do subscribe. You take care of yourselves. It's a big week for the Reds. And I'm going to quick early predictions. I'll speak about it more in the preview, but I'm going to go Liverpool to beat Villa 2-1 and Man City 2-1 as well. Take care. All the Reds. Hope you have a good rest of your week, people.